Morning, folks. Right, I've got my new pack of 100 sheets of Fabriano. I also got a little gift of a, well, it wasn't little, it was a tray of pencils and carbon pencils, sharpeners and all sorts of things for drawing. Well, I don't draw. I would if I was doing a building for a commission or something. I would use pencil or something. But I paint with a brush, draw with a brush. I just go straight in with one or two other artists I know. Occasionally I've done a bit of a sketch that you hardly see, but I thought that was quite a nice gesture considering how much they charged me for the Fabriano. But anyway, I've got it now, so I'm going to use these to practice on and hope I produce some decent work with the paper. Using the Hakes, as I always do. I don't really get on with the round brushes, round sables. I've got them, but I'm very much at home with the Hake and dropping the wet Hake on my lap, which I've just done. Okay, so we'll wet the paper all over, do this as a sort of tutorial about something, don't know what. I'm wobbling. I need to tie that up a bit better. I've got a piece of old wardrobe, piece of 3-ply, probably about 4 foot by 18 inches. I'm not telling you what that is in metric. Oh well, 120 centimetres by, yes. Well, so my colours this is the colour that I've really gone for, this Jackson's Own cadmium yellow light. A fantastic colour. Well, I found it fantastic anyway. And I was so impressed with it that I've still got some left in the tube. And I bought another 2 tubes. So, 2 21mm tubes of Treasure. Artist watercolour Jackson's. So I won't be after this for a long time. I shall be kicking up the daisies before I get through these 2. But it's been a good friend. Well, it was a good friend that gave them to me. But look, I've still got some left in there. So here we go. We've got the cadmium yellow light, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. Burnt sienna I use a lot of, as you can see, and these 2, the grey. It's difficult for me to show you the mixing, so I'll try to remember to hold the palette so you can see what I'm doing. I've wet the paper, so we'll just put it tight before it dries out. Only just to like clip it, well, quite forcefully clip it with these lovely document clips, or whatever they are. Right, now we'll put in a bit of background of raw sienna. Now I still don't know what I'm going to do, but it will include all my main motifs. That's a lovely term. That's Tom Keating, the British forger, well, a British forger. His work's worth quite a bit of money now. Now he's dead, and he's not up to his tricks. But he demonstrated on our Channel 4 years ago, and they're still available. Well, they were available when I last looked about a month ago. Right, okay. Now we want a nice bit of blue. There we go. Pull out any loose hairs if you see them. Uh, right, let's mix a bit of light red with that. That gives a nice cloud colour, but a bit darker than that, I think. That'll do this better. We'll see what happens to that. Right, don't push it up with the paper. It's being Fabriano, it's a studio paper for practising on or doing masterpieces on. The main difference between, well, apart from the mix, the paper mix, I think this is a third paper and the rest is cellulose. But the other main difference is that the water stays on the surface of this paper for much longer than it does on the quality papers. I know I say that every time, but new subscribers all the time. Okay, so we just let that soak in. I want that to do that diffuse feel about it. So we'll just let that settle while I drink my tea. Been to the local supermarket for the week shopping. Came back, carved up a couple of chickens, small chickens. Prices going up all over the place, aren't they? The cooking oil, and, butter and spreads. That's for everybody, really. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a blast with the old hairdryer. So take your headphones off, folks. Ready? Take them off. Muted your sound. Round forward. Well, you can't round forward because I haven't done the next bit. Right, ready? Go. Okay, let's just try one. I'll hold this brush up in memory of a dearly departed colleague, Frank Clark, lovely Irishman who's missed me. He was always very joyous in his painting. He loved what he was doing. And we love what he was doing too, and I'm sad to say that he's not with us anymore. I know his wife died first, and then he sort of went down a bit. So there we are. Right, okay. Now we're going to do a bit of background. Going to use the small R, the medium hake. Let's just get rid of that. I don't know about that. Let's have a bit of alizarin. Bit of try a bit of burnt umber in that, so we can. Right, so we solved that problem, and let's get a bit of burnt sienna. Bit of burnt sienna, bit of Payne's grey. Touch of my yellow. Look at that, it's so powerful. And it does mix with the other colours, and it is artist quality. So that's why it's so good. I'm not saying there aren't other yellows that are as good, but I just really enjoy painting with this colour. And now I've got two new tubes. Ah, look at that. Right, let's just put a bit of green grasses, reeds, stuff. Right, so we've got a sort of pond in there. Right, we're still waiting for that to dry, so I'll have a swig of tea. I really want to come down in those corners because I use the large double mount to show this when I finished. Okay, now I want a bit of dark in there, so let's get a bit of red and ultramarine. Just put that in. Do you know what I'm going to do with that? Okay, get the card and just start to rocky shores are great to do with the card. Look, you just gently, or more forcibly, just scrape out some pebbles, rocks. We can do a bit down there, a bit of scraping down there. Put a bit of what we call texture. We don't call it detail, not on my channel. Can you see that? A lot of people can't see me scraping, but me using the blunt end of the car corner, like the round corner of my old driving licence. All crumbs up, it's not the current one. Look at that, it's well overdone, isn't it? And then we just drag up some grasses from there. Look at that. Painting with a card. Look at that, lovely. Now we've got to fill in all this. I don't really want to go into that background too much, but I might put some larger trees going up into that. Now that's not dry, so I'll give that another dry. Ready, go. Okay, it's a little bit rippery there, but let's just see if we can pull that bit. No, they won't pull out, it doesn't matter. Right, get my hake. I want to do a lovely tree line over there. So for that I'm going to use a bit of Payne's Grey, a bit of ultramarine, bit of that cad yellow light. Look how powerful it is. Deadly. So that's a sort of a dark yellow, blue, grey, green. Probably a little too much water on the brush. So let's just start and put stuff in here. Painting a tree line. Oh, that was good. The phone went off. Yeah. Well, I've not done this one before. It's a very, very gentle touch. It's nothing forced. Look, it's just that really as fine as you can get, just to get enough water off the hake. We had a very bizarre court case in the Old Bailey. A woman murdered her, I think, lodger, and butchered her because she was an so-called expert in osteopathy, and she disposed of the body down in, I think, Devon or Cornwall, severed the head because she was an expert in anatomy, and they've shown the court case or the trial and the sentence on TV. How good is that? God, I hope they don't show when I get in the Old Bailey. You never know. Art forgery, although I couldn't forge a sixpence. Right, let's just put in some. I am seriously making this up, but I do try to finish the watercolours in half an hour because the video splits, then I have to edit the thing. Although it's not such an onerous job when it goes right. So some bushes in there. Okay, well I quite like that. What I should do really is to just drag a bit more blue over that. So we'll do that. just a bit of blue. Okay, that'll do. Well, a bit more. And a bit more blue in there to show puddles, stuff like that. Okay, there we are. No, that's a bit regular there. Right, final dry, then we put it in a mount. Then I might or might not do another one. So that's about 5 or 6 watercolours I've done this week. The one for my patrons. Okay, if you want to support me anyway financially, go on Patreon. We've got over 500 exclusive videos, and you can watch all of them in a month if you pay about $4. Very, very cheap I am. Right, I just want to use the iconic brush, the Frank Clark brush. Put a signature in. Do you know what I forgot to do? Put the points in. Alright, okay, that'll do. Let's put a mount on. Then I'll finish my tea. Well, there it is. I don't reckon that's too bad. That's a nice little watercolour. Instead of going downhill, we've gone uphill. But I quite like that. It makes a difference, doesn't it? No detail in these trees, just the tones of the colour. Well, I've not done one of these before, I don't think, in the 9 years I've been on YouTube. So those 2 tubes of paint cost, with post and package £24. And that'll come up, so they're about £10 each, plus postage. But they're very, very good. And the Fabriano, including something I didn't ask for, that the box of pencils, was about £44. So that's wiped out my YouTube money for this month. So I do use the money to pay for material, so you can see the free videos. But I hope you like that one, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll go and get this uploaded. Bye bye. Oh no, I've got to just pull that out a bit. That's better, so you can actually see the whole thing. Bye bye.